one ticket remaining to be punched for the championship round next week. We're all set, and off we go on EA Sports. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They are led by the man who led Michigan to the national championship in 2023, quarterback J.J. McCarthy.
Winning in the wild card round, certainly an accomplishment that this team should be proud of. But Mike, if he wants to take his team to the championship round next week, he's going to have to lead by example and play a mistake-free game against a team known for capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. Yes, you have to be aggressive. You have to be willing to take some risks. Those risks have to be calculated, because if you get reckless against this group, you're going to be flying home. You're going to be getting ready for the offseason.
McCarthy to the air on second down. To the right side, he's got Hockenson, his tight end. Here's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his 3rd year in the league.
Mike, I was watching the news this morning, and people were tailgating before the sun even came up. I mean, these fans have been waiting for this one since the moment they clinched home field advantage. That excitement, it's translated into a ridiculous hostile environment. I mean, it's clear the support of this entire city right now falls behind this team, and with that comes a lot of pressure. If he's going to lead his team to the championship game, he has to stay level-headed through this chaos, because if he's able to do that here, I really like their chances of playing next Sunday.
This one is caught by Jawan Johnson. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Moving the tight end right. Throwing now on 1st and 10. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. That's Jonathan Grenard busting in to record the sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
And this one's going to be a loss of yardage. He's marked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Throwing now on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going. And for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball, because they were on the verge of recording their 2nd sack, and we're still here in the 1st quarter.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. He gains nothing. On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. Trying to set up the screen, but he just had to spike that one. This will be incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's McCarthy. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second.
The offense's backs were already up against the wall. After suffering that last sack, it's all but eliminated whatever breathing room they had left. And for the rest of this drive, they don't have much room for error at all.
And now the punting unit will come up, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from just beyond midfield, and he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They motion the slot man left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Here's a 1st carry for their running back. He'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Now they'll set up to throw. This one caught at the 4. And he's in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Saints are out to a 7-0 lead here in this divisional playoff matchup. $7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense getting set to get back to work. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll put Addison in motion. They'll go play action here with McCarthy. That ball broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down. On the ground, it's the rookie from UT. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the 2nd phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The Saints offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll throw out of the gun. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. They'll send the tight end in motion right. On 3rd down, they'll try to get it on the ground. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
That is fielded at the 13. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Vikings offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
That's his first grab of this divisional round matchup, and it's good for the 1st down as well. On play action, here's McCarthy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. To throw once more, here's McCarthy. This one intercepted. Picked off by Darnay Holmes. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum build.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
This taken in at the 8-yard line. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll put Addison in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Throwing on 2nd down is that one intercepted. That's the linebacker, Jack Gibbons. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
That is caught. What a job to keep the play alive. Touchdown, Saints. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
1 quarter down in this NFC divisional round matchup. The Saints out on top. More from New Orleans after this. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Moore going in motion. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. With Justin Reed up from the safety spot to make the stop. Play action now. It's McCarthy. And he's going to somehow manage to get back to the line of scrimmage. But that's it. It'll be 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on 3rd down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
McCarthy now to throw on 1st and 10. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is McCarthy. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level.
In trouble, and down he goes.
This offense just continues to struggle to find any sort of rhythm. And now part of it is self-inflicted wounds. But the vast majority of their struggles has just been their inability to pass protect. You can't expect your quarterback to settle into the game and have any confidence operating out of the pocket when the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he is on to punt for Minnesota. This fielded inside the 35. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drop. Open man. That's Alec Pierce. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They send the tight end in motion. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Here's 2nd and 2. Now, faking the give, going for it all. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Jalen Tolbert, touchdown, New Orleans. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Grupe able to add the extra point. The Saints move out to a commanding 28-0 first half lead. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. A handoff as they try to run it here. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play for Minnesota. 32 yards. They'll put Addison in motion. Handoff here, up the middle. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Up until that run, this first half, it's kind of been tough sledding here for this run game. They'd love to see him get going. That last big pickup's going to go a long way.
Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. He'll air it out down the middle. And the Saints are going to have the ball at their own 18-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Saints offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Lone back in the backfield. They'll get the carry here. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. He'll look to throw. That's into the hands of the fullback. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Really nice job defensively. They were all over that from the jump. Initially, I thought he was going to break away and pick up something positive, but at the end of it all, he ended up going backwards.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. On comes the punter now, as he is on to punt for New Orleans. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They'll start out first down and 10. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A gain of 15.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. Throwing here on 1st and 10 is McCarthy. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. He's going to let one fly for Addison.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then you say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
The Saints offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They've opened up a big lead already, trying to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. 2nd down and 3. Tight end, the motion man to the right. Back to throw. That one complete to Pierce. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. That's caught over the middle by Johnson. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down. Here's their punter now, as he's on here to punt this one away. And a pretty good punt there. A fair catch taken right around the 11-yard line. The visitors' offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. That's the 4th time tonight he's been intercepted. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
There's not a position on the field, Mike, let alone any sport, where the mental side doesn't come in and impact how well you perform. And in this case, when you've thrown 4 interceptions in one game, I think we can all safely assume some of those mental issues have seeped into his game. And if he can't get settled down, he's playing right into the hands of this defense.
The Saints offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
He keeps it himself. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. That is caught, and he'll take it on in. Alec Pierce, touchdown Saints. He has done it again. That is 4 touchdown passes in this first half. Greg, he might skip halftime with the way he's performing right now.
Yeah, Mike, this passing attack is just really unstoppable. I mean, it is just remarkable the success he's been able to have. We're not even at halftime yet. He finds himself on record pace. I can't wait to see what he does the rest of this game.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Into the secondary at the 45. 20. 15. And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 70 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Makes the score Saints 35, Vikings 7.
The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. They will start it on the ground to run that clock. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Divisional Round matchup. We'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get it back to you two in just a moment. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half. Because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already.
All right, Coach. Thank you. 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. A safe kick taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this offense. To the air now on 1st and 10. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down in bounds. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll take this up, working towards the first down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the first down. They'll motion over Pierce. Try to pick this one up on the ground. The defense all over that. Met him in the backfield, stopped in his tracks, and it sets up 4th down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this has been a dreadful offensive performance. Quarterback picked off 4 times so far, and this may be one just to erase from the memory. No need to watch the film of this one. It's a horror show. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Now McCarthy. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, now it's just getting out of control, Mike. I mean, to see him continue to put the ball in harm's way time and time again, it's a little miscommunication. It's a little bad execution. I'm sure it's a little bit of everything. But at the end of the day, the ball is in your hands. You've got to make better decisions with it.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, here's McCarthy. He'll try and get there on the ground. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down. Now a give on the ground. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So here in the 2nd half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points. But really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play. It stresses your offensive line. It stresses your quarterback. It stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this half.
The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's had trouble getting on track in this one. Really limited space to find an opening. The defensive front stopping him multiple times. Generally, he has not been a big factor in this game to this point. The open man is Tolbert.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. The defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. He's going to have the 1st down. That one good for 9, and the drive continues.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big...
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Rattler. Quick throw. Out wide. It's caught. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
To number 23. It's a gain of 11. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Rattler now back to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. Interesting point here, Greg. This is one of those where, put me in the mind of the play caller. Are you thinking just keep the ball on the ground right now?
I think it's hard. I think a lot of it has to do with how much confidence do you have that he can work himself through it, because as the turnovers continue to stack up, your biggest fear is that the confidence breaks down. So a lot of this is really just how well do you understand, what kind of relationship do you have with your quarterback. If you think you can get him through it, keep putting the ball in his hands. If you think he's done for the day, you got a big question you got to answer, whether he should even be in the game.
Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
You know, Mike, the one thing that we used to say is it didn't matter how good you were or how long you played. Eventually, you're just going to have one of those days, and I think for this quarterback, he's got to be able to move on from this pretty quickly, because this is about as bad a day in the office as you can imagine.
The home team's offense ready to get back at it. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots. Methodical. It's really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Mekhi Blackmon. And the Vikings are going to take over here at their own 22.
These second-half red zone opportunities are critical, Mike. I mean, you're not going to score every single time you get down here, but it feels like at this point in the game, this might be my last chance to get this deep. You've got to make the most of those limited opportunities. At least come away with 3. You're hoping for 6, but in this case, you come away with 0.
The Vikings offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Quick throw, taken in. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd and 10. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second.
And he lingering chance of a comeback just continues to slip away with each wasted drive. They just can't get anything going, and at some point, I think they might start pulling their starters here because a couple more hits on their quarterback, this could get even worse.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. This returnable from inside his own 40. Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Saints offense ready to get back to work. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the third quarter. Might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some value. A big hole. The speed on display. He's in. Kendre Miller. Touchdown, New Orleans. Well, that's a way to start a drive. He takes it all the way to the house. I don't know what they were talking about on the last series, but they've come out on this series, Greg, with the right answer for the touchdown.
And, Mike, the reason a lot of teams start off drives with the run plays to allow themselves to operate ahead of the chains. Well, not this guy. He found the alley, he took it, and he's off to the races for 6.
Grupe able to add the extra point. And the Saints will add one more onto their big lead.